back to another movie review. This time we're reviewing a movie called The Inventor, Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. So I was watching this one because it was in the documentary listings, but I did not think it was real at first. It really seems like some sort of a parody. So this girl is trying to be like Steve Jobs of the medical tech industry, I guess. And this is a really interesting insight into like her story. And I didn't know anything about it. I guess I'm completely oblivious to this thing when it actually happened, but it's legit. She doesn't blink, and she created something where she sucks a little bit of blood out of you with this machine. Here's the machine, and then you shove that little bit of blood into this machine, and this copy of the Xerox will it'll take your blood and run a bunch of series of tests, and then give you a very low cost, very immediate, very easy to deal with blood monitoring. So now I guess the theory would be that since you only need to draw this little tiny bit of blood, she keeps taking pictures with blood here because it's such a tiny little bit of blood that it needs to interact with, that then you could do it on a regular basis, and because it's so cheap and you don't have to worry about needles so much, it's something that most people aren't going to be afraid to do. And now that you've got so many more data points, you can follow trends and see potential health issues. And then because of the cloud and the web and everything, these little fax machines are going to connect to each other and let us know about trends in health. So it sounded like a pretty good idea, but turns out she's a scam artist, I guess, and she spent most of all the tons of money that she got for this little concept. And she took a bunch of cool pictures, but that's about all you got. And then these copy machines. So interesting show. Talks about the industry and her as a kind of a con man. Like I say, I almost thought it would have been a fake thing, like a comedy, but it was real, I guess. So you can find it over there. It's got reviews of 77%, and that might be because it kind of goes on and on. It probably could have been about a half an hour shorter. They just reiterated a bunch of things that they didn't need to, probably because they had so many of these like nice pictures of her. But what are you going to do? It's an interesting show. If you're interested in watching it, I would give it, I'm going to give this one 7 on 10 millimeters. It's not all that necessary to watch, but if you do like Silicon Valley shows, it's pretty neat, and it's well made. And it's also kind of interesting to see the tech behind it. I wish it would have actually been valid. It sounds like it would have been a good idea, but it turned out, spoiler alert, it didn't work. Alright, well, thanks to our Patreons to give us the time to do these fun videos. This was a series I did in a few days here in the evenings, and our Patreons give us the time to do that. So if you'd like to consider, well, if you'd consider doing that, we would appreciate it. And give us some comments below if you've seen this show. What's the name of it again? Out for Blood in Silicon Valley, The Inventor.